With the minor upswing over the past week, XTI Aerospace and its supporters are looking to pull out of this dive and try returning over too. The temporary rise in price has partly been fueled by XTI, expecting positive operating cash flow in the second half of 2026, as revenue grows and efficiencies improve, with the strongest performance likely later in the year due to seasonal demand. It highlighted strong demand across public safety, utilities, agriculture, infrastructure, and energy, along with growing interest in NDAA-compliant domestic drone solutions. Despite solid liquidity, XTI reported negative EBITDA and continues restructuring costs. Executives also noted the highly fragmented enterprise drone market creates consolidation opportunities, while emphasizing that the Drone Nerds subsidiary differentiates itself through training, repair services, scalability, and enterprise support, rather than acting as a basic reseller. Going to GoPro now, which is facing growing pressure as the camera market shifts from rugged action cameras toward creator-focused devices like gimbal and 360-degree cameras. Chinese brands are gaining influence through compact designs, advanced stabilization, strong mobile software, and lower prices, reshaping consumer expectations around portability, editing, and social media-ready content. GoPro still benefits from strong brand recognition, but must adapt to demand for smarter software, vertical video, immersive capture, and seamless smartphone integration. It recently explored defense and aerospace opportunities while also evaluating a potential sale with help from Houlihan Lokey after receiving unsolicited interest from defense, consumer, and financial sectors. On a more positive note, GoPro also secured a legal victory after a federal court invalidated patent claims and overturned an $8.2 million damages award against the company. So with all that in mind, GoPro's stock chart is still likely to drift neutral to bearish around the $1 boundary until a major catalyst like a concrete takeover proposal, new camera release, entry into defense, or 360 camera. Especially since price slid relatively easily on lower volume right after the recent gap down. In contrast, Symbotic rebounded again from the defined support range in the mid-40s. So if it can keep getting closes, with volume closer to 2 million to at least break the medium-term downtrend line, this minor upswing could turn into more than a bullish retracement after short-term overselling. Part of the reason Symbotic supporters think its stock price could get greener to match its logo has to do with Walmart continuing to expand its automation and fintech strategy through stakes in Symbotic, Green Dot, and Klarna. The Symbotic partnership is central to Walmart's warehouse automation push, combining AI-powered robotics, accelerated pickup and delivery systems, and supply chain software. Symbotic also reported strong revenue growth, improving profitability, and a growing backlog as it expands into new industries and develops technologies for e-commerce, dock management, and freezer-capable automation. It's also investing in battery technology and autonomous robotics to automate nearly all warehouse products. Over at Nano, nuclear energy attentive atoms accumulated after the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission accepted the construction permit application for its Kronos microreactor project at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, officially starting the federal safety and technical review process. NNE expects the review to finish in 2027, potentially allowing construction to begin later that year. NNE says Kronos is among the first commercially ready Generation 4 microreactors to reach this stage and is targeting applications like AI data centers, industrial facilities, mining operations, remote communities, and military bases. It's also pursuing vertical integration across fuel supply and transportation while expanding partnerships with firms such as Supermicro. Despite higher operating losses tied to development costs, NNE maintains a strong cash position and sees growing demand for compact, scalable nuclear power solutions. Though given these prospects take time to power up, NNE's stock price is unlikely to immediately advance into the 30s without volume over 2.5 million. Instead, likely to shift neutral to bearish to possibly test the early uptrend line in the absence of any nuclear-level catalysts in the summer. zooming over to Zoom, slowly but steadily rising back up in the long term, to the point now where it could likely stay over 100, even if a downswing fills in the gap to fall off the steeper climb. Fundamentally, the fuel for this technical outlook comes from Zoom, turning its early investment in Anthropic into a stake worth nearly $1.3 billion, up from about $51 million invested in 2023 through Zoom Ventures. The gain comes as Anthropic prepares a major new funding round and experiences rapid growth in AI usage and revenue. Not bad considering Zoom originally invested to integrate Anthropic's Claude models into its AI platform strategy. The windfall coincides with strong quarterly results from Zoom, showing rising revenue, higher earnings, growing enterprise demand, and rapid adoption of its AI products. It also raised full-year guidance, expanded its share buyback program, and received higher price targets from several Wall Street firms, reflecting optimism around its AI momentum and improving business performance. In a somewhat similar situation, Advance Auto Parts attracted increasing bullish support because it recently reported stronger than expected first-quarter results that prompted several analysts to raise price targets, though many remain cautious about the company's long-term turnaround. Comparable store sales posted their strongest growth in 5 years, while margins improved significantly due to merchandising efforts and benefits from prior restructuring actions. Revenue slightly exceeded expectations, but earnings guidance for the full year remained below forecasts, tempering investor enthusiasm. Analysts at firms like Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, and Citigroup acknowledged operational progress but pointed to continued underperformance against rivals like O'Reilly Automotive and concerns about negative free cash flow. Chart-wise, this means pay attention to those medium to long-term downtrend lines and the gap fill area around 50 in the event post-earnings enthusiasm fades.